You know, every big idea, every single game-changing innovation, it never starts out neat and tidy. It almost always begins with a challenge, right? It kicks off in a moment of chaos, a storm of questions, and just a deep curiosity about how to make things better. And that's exactly where our story starts today.
So let's just jump right into the big question that drives everything we're about to talk about. How do you actually take all the messy, unpredictable stuff in the world and transform it into something new, something with purpose, something truly creative? We're going to break down a really cool roadmap that's designed to do just that.
The whole journey for SNS institutions kicked off with one fundamental question. How can education be more than just textbooks? How can it become a real, living ecosystem for innovation? The answer they came up with was the SNS Roadmap, a clear path from the chaos of a challenge to the clarity of creation.
Now, here's the thing. The very first step on this roadmap isn't about trying to avoid the chaos. Nope, it's about harnessing it. And to do that, you need a compass. For SNS, that compass is a very specific and very powerful way of thinking about problems. And that methodology? It's called design thinking. The real key here is where it starts. It's not about jumping to a technical solution. It's about starting with people. It's about developing this deep, empathetic understanding of the real struggles that people and businesses are facing. So empathy becomes your guide, and creativity? Well, that becomes your map. So how does this actually work? It's a pretty clear three-step path. First, you start with the challenge, the real frustrations people have. Then, you use empathy to really get to the heart of what's going on with them. And only after you've done that do you even start to think about designing a solution that's centered around those people. It's a simple, repeatable way to turn problems into progress.
But you know, a brilliant idea like design thinking is one thing. It can't just float around in thin air. It needs a support system. You have to build an entire culture that actually feeds and sustains this way of thinking day in and day out.
You can kind of think of this as the institution's operating system. On one side, you've got the 3P culture: purpose, process, and people. That gives everyone a why, a sense of meaning. And on the other side, you have the 3C framework: attitude, logic, and technique, which gives them the how, the practical tools to get things done.
And propping up that whole operating system is a structural backbone they call spine. It's built on 5 key pillars: learn, live, innovate, network, and knowledge. This is what connects everything, from campus health and sports all the way to networking and entrepreneurship. So what happens when you put all that together? The 3 Ps, the 3 Cs, and spine. Well, you create an environment where the whole game changes. It's not just about acing a test anymore. It's about celebrating the entire journey of personal and professional growth.
All right, so we've got the philosophy and we've got the culture. But where does the rubber meet the road? This is where all that learning gets turned into actual doing, through some really forward-thinking projects.
7. Just remember that number. That's how many different innovation domains students get to explore in the Innovation 7x7 program. They're not just reading about innovation. They're in the trenches, applying it with expert mentors on real-world problems. It is pure, hands-on experience.
And this next part, well, it's all about making sure every student is ready for what's next. Through the Gen I Enablement Initiative, artificial intelligence isn't just stuck in the computer science department. It's woven into every single field of study, making sure every learner is prepared for the future.
And the end result of all this hard work? You get this pipeline of certified, industry-ready talent in key areas like IT, business, engineering, and health. The goal isn't just for them to have a degree. It's to produce professionals who can walk in and make a real impact on day one.
Okay, this brings us to the final act, and honestly, the most exciting part of this whole roadmap. We've moved from chaos to building a culture to taking action. Now we get to the ultimate destination, turning those huge visions into something real and tangible. Because look, big dreams are great, but if you can't make them real, what's the point? That's where SMART goals come in. By making every single objective specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound, a massive vision suddenly becomes a step-by-step actionable plan. It's how you chart a clear course.
But even the best plan on paper won't work without the right mindset. And this is a really simple but profound shift in thinking. The old view is that excellence is some finish line you cross. The new view? Excellence is a continuous journey of always getting a little bit better. That's the mindset that fuels the entire engine.
So what kind of huge dream does this whole engine power? 1,000.
That's the North Star vision, to help launch 1,000 AI-powered startups within a single decade. It's a massive, audacious goal that focuses everyone's energy in the same direction.
But you might be wondering, why that number? Is it just about hitting a target? Not at all. As this shows, the real goal is so much deeper. It's about empowering a whole generation of creators, thinkers, and innovators who have the skills and the confidence to go out and truly shape the world. And that right there brings us full circle. From that initial storm of chaotic questions, all the way to the creation of new ideas, new companies, and new leaders. That's the roadmap from chaos to creation. That's the SNS way.
You see, a single question can kick off a whole movement. And a journey like this, it doesn't really have an end. It just keeps evolving. So the final question isn't just about what they'll create next. It's about you. What will you create?